Today I traded a stock. Uh, um, I traded a stock, uh, and just like um, how I traded yesterday, and how I took that big $3,000 loss. It really scared me, and it really pushed me like out of my confident zone and comfort zone, and I don't feel confident myself about after that big loss. And today I didn't even want to even look at the markets. I tried. Uh, I tried like doing other stuff to prevent me from even watching the market today or missing the market open, but I couldn't help it. I have it's like it's such a ritual. It's something it's such a routine that I do that that's all I can do is watch the markets every day. Um, and I didn't tell myself that I wasn't gonna trade today. Um, that wasn't really part of my plan. Um, that's not the mindset I came in with today. I said, okay, if there, I did tell myself there is a trade, I will trade it, but I don't want to trade today. Um, Not because I'm trying to prevent myself from trading, but after that loss, I was just too scared to even trade. Um, just far too scared to trade. Uh, so I just started looking. That's the first thing I did. Um, it's the first thing I did. And I was looking at first. I was looking at Cosmo right here. I think they're called Cosmo. I don't know why I keep calling it Cosmo, but COSM. I'm calling it Cosmo. Fuck it. Um, I was watching Cosmo. Didn't like the yearly chart. Really choppy, downwards choppiness. I don't even think I even looked at the yearly chart, but I didn't even like what I saw pre-market. Um, it just I don't know. I think I looked at it around 9 o'clock, and it was fading down, and that shit just looks ugly to me. Um, yeah, I'll show you the yearly chart. I'll show myself the yearly chart. Just ugly. Look at this shit. Ugly as fuck. Going straight down. And I'm glad I didn't trade it because look, pre-market's doing the same fucking thing. So like I said in my last video, um, whatever you see the yearly chart does do, most likely the intraday chart will be as well. Well, how it's performing that day is going to do the same thing. So if it's going straight down for the year, it's going to be going straight down for the day after a big announcement. Oh, not only that, there was no fucking news on this stock. There was no fucking news. Even in my advanced scanner, I clicked on my advanced scanner to read all the news. It said, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, that's why I called it Cosmo because the name is Cosmo. Cosmo holding shares up 108% pre-market. No news to account for the move. Let me show you this shit. I can't show you, but hold on. Let me try to show you. Right, where is it? Right here. Cosmo holding shares up 108% pre-market. No fucking news to account for the move. So I said, and literally Tim Lento came into mind, and he spoke for me. He said, "What happens when the stock is up on no news?" He said, "Once they go up, they come right back down." And look, look, straight back down. Market open at 9:30, right back down. I'm not touching this shit. Um, and maybe there was shares available to trade somewhere else, but there wasn't for IB. shares available short, but there wasn't for IB. But um, where do I go next? Then I saw AFIB, which was the another stock that had um one of the biggest volumes pre-market. Let me click on it. 1 second. This stock had one of the biggest volumes, but I just didn't like it. I started watching it at 9, but the volume, the movement, it looked like the price action was just ugly. And I'm glad I didn't trade it because look, it didn't run. And then VIVK looked the same, but when I looked at the flow, it was the one that had the best flow and the best potential mover. So I went with this one. Um, lately, lately I've been selecting the best potential movers during free market. Um, I've been I don't know. I've just been selecting the right movers, the right stocks that are gonna move, and I'm doing that based off of uh, the volume, the yearly chart, the flow. I'm just looking at all the requirements. The number one thing when I look at my scanner is the biggest percent gainers and the volume. Whoever has the biggest percent gainer, give me a second. Whoever has the biggest percent gainer plus the biggest volume, I'm going with. So this one clearly has the biggest percent gainer and volume, biggest percent gainer and volume. But pre-market, this was, I think either this had the second biggest percent gainer and it had less volume or the most volume. It had one of them, and or probably just it probably was a second in both volume and percent gainer. And it was, and I also look at the price. I don't want to be trading a stock that is a higher price penny stock like $15, like day before yesterday when I traded NKTK, where it's $15 is the biggest percent gainer and the volume is the greatest. I don't want to be aiming for stocks like that because then I got to put more money in and make a bigger uh, uh, cent. I got to make a dollar. I got to make more cents and profits than this one, these stocks. And it's harder to move those kind of stocks as well. So when I was looking at my scanner, I saw this and I'm like, and these scanners come with all your brokers for free. And there's websites for free for scanners like this. But this is what I saw, and I'm like, okay. Uh, I didn't like Cosmo. I don't think I saw this at the time. I saw MSCK. I wasn't gonna trade this lower price penny stock, not with this broker. AFIB wasn't good enough, and everything else was just too low of percentages for me to even want to touch. But I do like to see them. I do like to see stocks that are. I like to see how many stocks are up in percent, even though they're like 10 to 15. I still want to see them. Excuse me. I still want to see them just because I need to know how the overall market is doing as far as percent gainers. Um, I didn't look at the how the overall market was doing today. I'm getting in the habit of seeing how it's performing within the day, which is doing a little better today. Okay, so after that, I was like, okay, this is the best contender. I'm getting in, and I got in. Uh, I got in, and happened? I got in with a small amount of shares at first. Let me see. I don't even remember. I got in with two $1,500 dollars at 325. I was trying to get in at uh, I think one $3 and I think $3.06. Yeah, around $3.06. But it just moved too quick for me to get in. Then when I entered my order, I got some of it executed, and the stock immediately pushed up. And I'm like, wait, before I get into that, I'm like, wait, I already had looked at the float at the time, and the float was ranging from 5 million to 15 million. And normally, I broke my rule a little bit here, and I was just scared to trade anyway, and I broke my rule here not get into pre-market. Um, I had looked at the float, looked at the news. The news was that they won a contract for $25 million. Of not $25 million, $250 million for the next 10 years from its own company. I made a mistake. When I read this news, I saw $250 million for the next 10 years, which is $25 million per year. Um, but when I read the title, it said Vadencourt, it's probably like a Russian company, awarded contract for sale of Aspens from its Utah facility. Uh, I don't know. I felt like this was like it's selling its own company. It was weird to me how the news was. I probably most likely read it wrong. But when I saw that, then I looked at the SEC filings. I saw the 424B, went into the 10K. And 10K was very recent too. It was less than a month ago, or not even less than a month ago. It was what's the date today? The 27th. So it was less than 15 days ago, and the outstanding was 15 million. So to me, I saw that as okay. It definitely had the low float that I'm looking for. I don't have an accurate range or a tight range of the float because it's going from 5 million, 4.5 million to roughly 15 million. So that's like too wide of a range for me to go off of. But I know that the outstanding is 15 million. So that gives me a better idea. Okay, maybe it's not this 15 million right here. Maybe it's 7 or 4.4.5, but or 10. So I saw that. I knew they had an offering, and um, I didn't really want to touch it or stay in this for too long. And I was scared from how it performed the other day. Um, oh, and then after that, I didn't even look too deep into it. I clicked on the 424B, and it said we're selling at 5. They got an offering of 8 million shares, and they were selling at 5. So if you do 8 million minus the 15 million outstanding that they have, it's 7. 8 minus 15 is 7. So they got a 7 million float, as you can see here. Uh, the outstanding was. I'm going back. I should have. I'm going back and forth on this video. I'm fucking this video up. So the outstanding is 15 million. So that should include just 8 million that they can dump. So if that doesn't include it, then it will be a total of it will be a total of I can't do math right now, 23 million. But because they're active and they're ready to be dumped, I would say that this was part of the 15 million outstanding. If not, fuck it. You feel me? But they're dumping at $5, and then before I even go into the trade, they're dumping at $5, right? Look what happened. They got to 551 and they started dumping. And then at or around 5 or before 5, they started dumping pre-market. Once it hits 5, they're allowed to dump at any moment they want to. I don't think they only have to stick to 5 after they hit 5. Once they hit 5 for the first time, I think it becomes active, and then they can keep dumping from there even if it goes under 5. So when I was looking at this pre-market here, um I was like, okay, it got to 5, hit 551, and then they started dumping because you see this big candlestick and this wick drop back down, consolidated, going sideways, dumping, 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 and then it dumped all here, and then it bounced, and they probably dumped some more a little bit here. And what made me get into this trade, now that I remember, was I saw that it was at its lowest. So I'm like, I don't think it's gonna go any lower and then bounce. I don't think I need to wait for the 945 dip and rib. Uh, Too much. My risk was this low point right here at 326. Um, but that's just pre-market. Um, I really, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I did not think about my risk all the way. I just got in with a small amount of shares, and then after I told myself my risk was here when I should have done it vice versa. Um, but I mean, I already had an idea of where the risk would be before I even got in because I saw, okay, it didn't go past this point. That's when I'm gonna risk off of. Um, then I got in. It touched uh, this point here. Um, so my risk wasn't 326. It was uh, $3. It touched the $3 range. Didn't break, but this is the problem too. I didn't evaluate my risk enough. I got in here with what a total of 2,000 shares. Didn't realize how much I was down. I could have risked. I could have lost. Um, at one point when it got to here, I was down. I think almost $700, which was too much, and I need to work on this. Evaluating my risk before I get, excuse me, before I get into a trade and getting better entries, bro. Um, Gotta get better entries. My entries are killing me. Um, I was in at 3.26 and I was risking 26 cents, which is fucking ridiculous. I was risking 26 cents. That's the math. 20.26 0.26 times 2,000 is $500. I don't know why it's saying $500. When it came crashing down to this point, I was down almost $700. Um, I didn't evaluate my risk well enough. Maybe my average was different. I can't remember. Um, but it just wasn't the best trade. Um, and I had no intentions on holding on for too long. But that's one mistake I made by not really evaluating my risk too much. Um, then after that, once I saw, okay, I got in, I'm like, this stock is most likely going to go to 420. I looked at the lowest point of these and the highest points of these. And I'm like, just looking at it, I'm like, this is most likely going to go to 420 um, and crash. But uh, it could go back up to 5 and they can start dumping again. Um, so I was like, you know what? I want to beat the punch. I'm in at 326. I want to get out at like 480 to $4. Really 480. I don't want to wait till $4. And I said the highest point is gonna go is to 420. And I just said fuck it. I'm gonna enter an order. Right when market opens, before market opens, I'm gonna enter an order at 420 instead of um, um, 380, and I'm gonna enter it at four. I'm gonna where is it? I don't have it on my board. Yeah, so hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you. I really hate when it does this. I gotta rearrange this whole thing. All right, so I entered my order right here at 420, and I had it like you can click on it and change the order when it's activated. But I had it ready to change, and I put it at 380. I'm like, okay, if it hits 420 or gets close to it, um, or it looks like it's not going to hit 420, I'm just going to try to execute it at 380. And I had my order at 420. What's crazy about this, and this is the reason why I'm showing this, is because hold on, let me put this shit back first. The reason why I'm showing this is because as it started spiking, it hit 420. I was right on where I thought it would go to. That's nothing major. It's not nothing big, but I just wanted to show that I was right about it, and I got the right idea. Um, but once market opened, or before market opened, it started pulling back, pulling back. Um, didn't really like that, but I had to. I was gonna start getting ready. I was gonna sell, but I had to think to myself, okay, it hit $3 again for the second time. Um, didn't like the fact that it did that, and then I'm like, okay, market opens in 1 minute, less than. But when I saw that, it was less than 10 seconds. I said to myself, okay, market's opening in less than 10 seconds. Either this shit's gonna dump and I need to get out, or um, it's gonna start spiking from here. Market opened. I don't know why it says 295, but at one point it hit 295. I think right here, yeah, it hit 295. But once market opened, it spiked, and then it came right back down, or it spiked again and came back right down, and it was consolidating. And I was like, I already know they're dumping shares. I don't want to be in this trade. You can see it right here. You can see it all in pre-market that they're dumping shares. Then they're dumping right here as well, dumping right here. I said, I need to get out. So after this dump right here, I was like, okay, I thought it could keep going after this spike. It didn't. Okay, I want to get out. So um, I entered my order at like um, 360 or something like that. It didn't get it spiked to one of these. Yeah, it spiked to 362 and it didn't get filled when I entered it at 360. Then it pulled back. It did these two ugly things here. I think this one was real. This one was fake. Pulled back, and I just sat here and I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's still gonna go to 420, but if it does, I don't care. I want out. They're dumping shares. I can clearly see that they're dumping shares, and I don't like it. They dumped shares all of. I think this was like one of the highest volumes they had. Oh no, okay, so it wasn't. Um, but it had a high volume, like a lot of volume. One of these had a. I just saw it 1 million, but it had a lot of volume within the first 5 minutes, and that shit couldn't barely budge. Pulled back, and then it started stair stepping upwards. And I told myself, cancel the order. let it ride. It looks like it's gonna spike. And I'm like, because of my trade yesterday and how I'm scared, like not scared, but I'm like uncomfortable and I just didn't perform well. I have to uh, get out early. I got to take singles and not go for home runs. This right here would have been a home run from my entry of 125.26 to 420. That would have been almost $1 per share. That would have been far more than 10%. Um, uh, I'm not going for it. So it spiked, and I left my order at what did I leave it at? I left it at 353, and I'm like, this most likely is gonna keep going, but I want to get out early. I don't want to wait for high day to get out. I just want to get out. So I left my order sitting, and I said I already knew, like after my order didn't get through here, and I had changed it to 553. I knew I would be the first person to get executed because most likely most people are changing their orders to get out quickly into this dump and this shit got to get something out of my way into this dump and into this trend right here. So I'm like, I'm probably like the first person sitting at 553. If it touches 553, it's gonna execute me first. And as soon as it hit 553, I got out, and I got out for that $519 profit out of that $3,000. And I was thinking this too. Out of that $3,000 loss, I'm only down 2,500. I witnessed how simple it can be to lose and how simple it is to gain back what you lost. So um, I can make this back quickly. Just like I lost $2,500 from my other trade of holding and hoping. I can't remember the ticker symbol, but I lost $2,500 on that trade probably like 2, 3 weeks ago. And Sykes made me do those burpees, those 300 burpees. Just like I quickly jumped back from that loss, I told myself I can quickly come back from this loss of 3,000. I'm down 3,000, but now I'm currently down 2,500, and I can make that back quickly. Just got to be disciplined and go for singles. After I sold, it kept running. I would have made $2,000 on this trade if I held on and waited for 420, but that's not part of the plan, so I don't care. Um, and my percentage gains on this was uh, from 3.25 to 3.53. I made it 8%, 8.61% gain. I'm okay with this. The stock kept going. Um, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. The stock kept going, and I'm glad I got out and I made 500. That's perfect. That's more than my rent money. So now it's like tomorrow's a new day. Um, tomorrow's a new day. Uh, 26 is talking about Acon. But tomorrow's a new day, new opportunity. Got to hit for those singles, and I'll be back over 25K in no time. Um, my goal is to get to 20 to 30K without using extra funds, any more extra funds that I have coming, um, and without using my brother's portfolio. So um, we'll see. But over the PDT is not even like a goal that I'm trying to achieve. Um, like right now, my mind is to get over 25K, and remove all the extra funds that I added. I mean, over 50K and remove all the extra funds that I had added. Um, I had took 4K out of my 401K. to put into this so I can trade with more money. I want to take that 4K out and put it into another investment and wait for that investment to go back up. Um, but right now, I'm not focused on nothing else but performance and getting to where I need to be. And right now, it's my rent. I don't know when my rent is due. Um, what's important to me is paying my rent and feeding myself, you know, and exercising. That's all I care about. I'm traveling soon. I'm about to go enjoy myself, and um, yeah. So overall, this was a good trade. The only part I messed up on was not evaluating my risk here. Um, I risked $25 to make 25 cents to make 25 cents, but it went up four times what I thought it was. Where I thought it would go, it actually went and even higher. It eventually kept going and it went to a high of 450. But who wants to hold out through all this choppiness? No. So overall, I did good. I'm proud of myself for taking singles, and yeah, that's it.